Alright, question 12. Given quadrilateral ABCD has vertices at A, -4, 8, B, 2, 6, C, -1, 2, and D, 5, 0. Prove the quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Read the following proof for this problem carefully and then follow the instructions. So I'm just scanning this and I'm noting that this is the reasons and these are the statements. Very similar to how the question in under concept C is laid out. So this is the statements, these are the reasons. If you wanted to, you could write this all down. I had done that. I just wrote down all of the reasons, not all of them. If like the midpoint had been repeated, and I just said midpoint formula to find midpoints for diagonals. I just stated it that way in my own words. So I'm using that to help with this. And also notice that this blank 1 is the reason, and blank 2 is a reason, and blank 3 is a reason. So that's how I would use the notes and the resources from the example from concept C in the lesson to help me with this. So blank 1, I'm noticing that this is the midpoint of segment BC, so I'm going with that it is the midpoint formula. Blank 2, it is saying that segment AD bisects segment BC and segment BC bisects segment AD. What came before that was that I'm going to compare this because I'm not sure if it's the definition of the midpoint or the definition of bisect. I'm leaning towards definition of bisect because right here it states bisect. So I'm going to scan up to my example and just see, okay, well with definition of midpoint, they had congruent segments, and with definition of bisect, they just stated that each segment bisected each other. So I'm going with definition of bisect. And blank 3, quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram because this was in a red box in concept C. It's the diagonals bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. So if the diagonals of quadrilateral bisect each other, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. That is what we were using, and notice this says bisect each other. That's what it was using in our statements up there as well. So that's how I would check and make sure that my example was helping me out. This is just by noticing what each statement was saying.